we're in the midst of perhaps the strongest run of boxing on the network in the entire 30-year history of boxing on Showtime. You know, at a time when other networks are cutting back on their boxing programming, we're bringing it to the forefront, reinvesting in the sport and giving it a platform as big as it's ever had.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So it is official. Keith Thurman versus Shawn Porter on PBC was the most watched fight of 2016. Congratulations to Keith Thurman and Shawn Porter. Congratulations to Al Haymon and the PBC series. Once again, it goes to show you guys that the truth will always come to light. So the numbers peaked at 2.6 million. They averaged around 2.2 or 2.3 million. It was the most watched fight of the year. I mean, there's still Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev, which I predict that will be a very successful card. Now, the irony of this all is I actually told you guys in my post-fight video, and even before the post-fight video, I told you guys that this is going to be the biggest fight to date. I said the biggest, most relevant fight in order would be Ward versus Kovalev, and then it would be Thurman versus Porter. This is a huge victory for boxing. It is a huge victory for Al Haymon in the PBC series. We are witnessing history right now in the sport of boxing. The first boxing card that airs on CBS in over 38 years since Muhammad Ali fought on CBS. PBC brought boxing right back to where it belongs. Boxing should be available to the masses when it comes to boxing fans and new boxing fans. Now, we know when it comes to victory, at least victory for people on the coincidental list, it always comes with resistance. But no matter how hard you try, you cannot defy the whole truth. Because anything that is positive in boxing that is associated with a person on the coincidental list, it enrages the dark side. So they try to downplay the success by making ridiculous comparisons. Like saying, oh, okay, so it was the most watched fight this year, but it was on free TV and they didn't do better than Empire. They didn't do better than the Oscars. They didn't do better than the Super Bowl. This is the type of reaching that ignorant decafs love to employ. Decafs will try to tell you, don't believe the numbers. Don't believe what you see. Don't believe the facts. Believe what my crazy ass is telling you. That's what you should believe. Damn them numbers, right? Oh, you just got DNA evidence? Don't believe that. Believe what I tell you. This is how the decafs think. Floyd Mayweather has the top 3 biggest pay-per-view fights in the history of the sport. He holds all of the records for highest pay-per-view buys. But then when Floyd Mayweather has a pay-per-view that only does 1 million pay-per-views or 900,000, then the decaf says, well, those are the best numbers of the year, but Floyd Mayweather wasn't able to beat his own record, which is the same thing they tried to say with Al Haymon in the PBC series. So the numbers are good, but can he beat his own record? So the bottom line is, when it comes to Al Haymon, he's not competing against himself. He's not competing against other genres or other categories on TV. It's boxing being compared to boxing. So if you're going to compare PBC to someone, compare them to other promoters that are also putting fights on free TV. Have you guys ever thought about the fact that before Al Haymon came along, there were always fights on free TV? And when I say free TV, I mean any channel that's not a major movie channel. There was always fights on free TV. We had Tuesday night fights on USA. We had Friday night fights on ESPN. Oscar De La Hoya, he had his cards that were constantly on free TV. Top Rank, he's had cards on free TV, or True TV. There's always been cards on free TV. But if you compare all the cards that have been on free TV to the PBC series, they don't even compare. You haven't even had a card to hit 1 million views when it comes to other people putting fights on free TV. But when it comes to the PBC series, they've done numbers from 1 to 4 million on different cards. So the PBC train keeps moving forward. You could pray every night for Al Haymon's downfall, but all you're gonna do at the end of the day is keep pissing your damn self off. Because once again, trying to compare Al Haymon's PBC series to other genres, other categories on television that have nothing to do with boxing, that is no different than saying, okay, so Usain Bolt is the fastest man on earth, but the motherfucker can't beat a cheetah. That cheetah would make his ass look like a turtle. So y'all talking all that stuff, he's so fast, but compared to a cheetah, those numbers that he does under 10 seconds is nothing. This is exactly what the decafs would say about these numbers with Al Haymon. Okay, so it is the most watched fight of the year, but he couldn't beat American Idol. He couldn't beat the presidential debate. Compared to those numbers, these numbers are horrible. You see how ignorance works? Once again, if we're making an even comparison, let's put some Top Rank cards on free TV. Let's put some Golden Boy promotion cards on free TV. And let's see who generates the biggest numbers, the biggest ratings when it comes to views. That is how you make a comparison. You know, when it comes to HBO, when it comes to non-pay-per-view HBO fights, HBO, they have not had a card that did the ratings that Canelo versus James Kirkland did, which was a little over 2 million views since that fight. HBO, they have not done those numbers. I never hear any reporter, any writer write an article saying Golovkin versus Wade numbers was 1.3 million views, but compared to Canelo versus Kirkland numbers, HBO is on a decline because they have continued to fall in the numbers since that 2 point whatever million views. You never see any article like that. If an HBO card does 1 million views, they are going to say that is a successful card. So let's stop with the double standards and all come together and put boxing first over emotion and hate, etc., etc. Now, if there's any of you guys that believes there's going to be a card on free TV that's going to do better numbers than Thurman versus Porter, once again, we're talking about a boxing match. We're not talking about anything out of boxing, because that's why we're here on a boxing forum, on a boxing channel, to talk about boxing. If you think there's any other fight card that'll do better numbers on free TV than Porter versus Thurman, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Something else that is very important to note, Keith Thurman and Sean Porter they have not reached the status, or even come close to reaching the status yet, of an Oscar De La Hoya, of a Floyd Mayweather, of a Mike Tyson. So the point that I'm making is, if they did numbers like this without them even being known as well as those big names, just imagine if they continue to ascend on the popularity list. I mean, just think about this for a second. Can you guys imagine how many people would have tuned in to watch Mayweather versus Pacquiao on free TV? Can you guys imagine how big that would be? I mean, just imagine if Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, King Kong, if these fighters just continue to build their names. Imagine them fighting against each other on free TV. That would be huge. That would be huge. In fact, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, early on, for all the people saying that Wilder versus Areola is such a garbage fight, watch people tune in to that fight. Watch that fight do well over 1 million views. I'm predicting it right now. Because once again, it is very rare that you see the heavyweight champion of the world fighting on free TV. And Areola, he has a name. So you say whatever you want about that fight. We know we're only getting that fight because Povetkin couldn't pass a drug test. So anyway, we'll see what the numbers are come next month when it comes to that fight. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Steve, on behalf of Dante's Boxing Nation.
Oh, you Dante?
No, I'm not Dante.
Oh,
no.
I'm about to say, this is Dante?
No.
I finally caught Dante? Put that on camera.
Okay, it is.
I finally caught fucking Dante?
No, this ain't Dante. I'm his friend.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!